this is day number 2 with answering the question, how did I get into this line of work? So many people ask me this question, so I decided to make sure I make a series on Facebook for free to show you guys and to tell you guys and to share my experience as to how I got into this line of work and how you could possibly do the same if it's something that you're also interested in doing as well. So today's live is all about intuition. Yesterday I spoke about the open-mindedness and ability to question your life and what's right for you, and today it's all about intuition, because if I didn't learn to start listening to my intuition, then it's not something that I would have been able to cultivate and would have been able to build that muscle doing. When I was deciding whether I wanted to be what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, and I was studying exercise physiology, I knew it's not what I wanted to do. It was just something that I ended up falling into, and I didn't know what else was available to me. So when I was studying it, I already started asking those questions and started thinking to myself, is this all there is to what life is supposed to be? And when I got offered a role in real estate, I really had to listen to myself, dig deep, and think about what possible opportunity there was for me. And not even just thinking logically, but really feeling into myself and feeling and questioning. It might not make any logical sense to completely leave what I've spent the last 4 years studying, but for some reason, I'm just drawn to this. And plant medicine is another example, but I won't go into that for this live. But I was really drawn towards saying yes to being in real estate. Hi, Olivia. If you guys have any questions as well or anything that you want to share, please post them below. I do promise I'll get to them as well, even the people that aren't watching live. If you post them below, I will read back on the comments afterwards. But I really had to dig deep and listen to my intuition, because sometimes what our intuition is telling us to do is not logical at all. And sometimes we can't actually make sense as to why we're being drawn in a certain situation. It didn't make sense to me to leave university and to start working full-time in an industry that I knew nothing about and to almost start fresh. It didn't make any sense to me, but my intuition was telling me to do it. And the thing is, back then when I didn't really learn and I hadn't exercised that muscle listening to my intuition, I kept asking all these people, oh, you can't hear? That's really strange. Can you, what about now? Olivia, can you hear me now? It's going to work. Does that work? I'm assuming that works now. So when it comes to, I really had to question for myself what direction that I wanted to go in, because back then I didn't know how to listen to my own intuition, and what I was doing is I was asking everybody in my life, and I was seeking for a lot of the answers outside of me instead of seeking the answers within me, and I didn't know how to listen to my own intuition as much as I do now. And so at that time in my life, I was asking a whole bunch of people, you know, what should I do? Do you think I should work in real estate, or do you think I should, or I should maybe just go back to what I don't enjoy? And so even if it didn't make any sense, and even if half the people in my life were telling me to do it and half the people in my life were telling me not to do it, I really had to listen to myself and decide what would be the right thing for me. What do I want to do? And if I don't do it, would I regret not giving it a go? A lot of people also might call you crazy. A lot of people might not understand why you'd make the decisions that you do. Even when I decided to leave real estate and go full-time into being a coach and being a speaker and writing my book, a lot of people would say to me, you're crazy, you're doing so well in real estate, why would you leave? But my intuition was telling me to move into the direction of focusing more on making a bigger difference in people's lives, and not just necessarily in property, but also in what they're doing with their life. Because a lot of people started coming to me and asking me, you know, Nina, what should I do with my life? I'm thinking about getting into real estate. Like, what do you have to share with regard to the industry? Do you have any suggestions? Do you have any ideas? And it was something that I was just drawn to. And sometimes when you listen to someone speak, or you go to an event, or you read a book, something resonates with you so strongly that it's really difficult to ignore. For me, that's how I got into this line of work. I really trusted my intuition through a lot of the process. If someone had asked me, you know, to plan out how I've gotten to where I am today, I would not have been able to plan everything, because a lot of it has happened through intuition, and a lot of it has happened organically, and I've attracted things into my life, people, circumstances, situations that I would not have been able to plan if I was to logically think about it. And so the more we can trust our intuition, the more we can actually open up our mind and our hearts to let more of these opportunities into our life and allow us to move more in a direction that fulfills us. But if we don't trust our intuition and we don't have an open mind, then the chances are it's going to be really difficult for you to cultivate that and for you to attract that. And that's why I spoke about having an open mind in day one, which was yesterday's video. So what you can do to enhance your intuition. The first one is journal. If you journal, you start paying more attention and listening to what's going on inside of you instead of seeking the answers outside of you. The second one is speak to people who you know can hold space for you and can support you and listen to you and encourage you in the direction that you want to move in. If you're speaking to people that don't have that perception for themselves, for their own life, chances are they're not going to know how to do that for you. And the third one is pay more attention to what's going on inside of you by meditating. And I heard something a few months ago, meditation isn't about getting rid of your thoughts. It's about the practice of disassociating your identity with your thoughts and your feelings. Because the more we can disassociate ourselves with the story that we play and being so consumed with what's going on with us, it's a lot easier to be able to hear that voice that's coming from us, not the voices of influence and people having their own expectations on us. And the best way with those three things to really feel into your intuition is, one, just question in your life what's going on. Secondly, sit with yourself, feel into yourself, have the courage to feel the emotions that come up, and then really listen to what's going on with you. Because even though we're all a reflection of each other, only you know, as well as you, what the best thing is for you. And even though there's going to be some people that resonate with us and people that don't, at the end of the day, it's up to us to decide what we want to do and what's right for us. So I hope you guys got a few takeaways with how you can cultivate more intuition in your life, and maybe how you can start asking more questions with the direction that you want your life to move in, and maybe not even necessarily the direction you want it to move in, but also being open to the direction that life is pulling you towards, because sometimes we're trying to resist it when it's always going to happen. And I will post day 3 tomorrow. I'll set a time very, very soon. And again, if you guys have any questions or anything you want to share or any suggestions or anything like that, I do read all the comments even after the live. Much, much, much love for all of you, and make sure you tune in tomorrow, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.